And then right as he defiantly says, no, I won't step down, when Panetta, the head of the CIA, had said he was going to step down hours before, he magically has a stroke and disappears, and no one knows where he is. Is he in a resort in Egypt? Is he in a resort in Israel? Did he go to Germany? Nobody knows. All these conflicting reports. Is he dead? Now we hear he's near death. Did he have a stroke? On and on and on and on. Such convenient timing. And now this happens. Bloomberg. Oil climbs as Israel says Iranian warships heading for Syria. It might be true, but we have a media that told us that Russia attacked Georgia on 8/8/8 in 2008. We have a media that says that people booed Ron Paul. They play fake video on Fox News saying he was booed at CPAC when he won. I mean, who knows if this is even true? But we'll find out in the next few hours. In fact, let's start checking foreign press. Let's check Press TV, the official Iranian government. It was Iranian government funded, but let's check Press TV and see if the Iranians are saying that they are indeed putting ships into that area, which are crawling with Israeli, NATO, and U.S. ships. Oil climbs as Israel says Iranian warships heading for Syria. Crude rose after Israeli Foreign Minister Lieberman said 2 Iranian gunboats are planning to move through the Suez Canal to Syria, spurring concern that Middle Eastern oil shipments will be disrupted. And you're talking about 30+% of the oil in the world, 10% of all commerce going through that. You got the Marines deploying. You've got the Israeli Singer on a war footing. This is crazy. Over 2 gunboats? A gunboat. Remember, Dick Cheney wanted to have fake gunboats painted up like Iranian boats attack our own ships. That's now been confirmed. New York Magazine, the New Yorkers reported on that. So who knows if this is even true. Oil climbed as much as 1.9% after Lieberman called the move. He expects later today a provocation. Well, is it a provocation when U.S. and Israeli ships and submarines are right off the coast of Iran? I mean, come on. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Oil climbed as much as 1.9% after Lieberman called the move. He expects later today, it hadn't happened yet, a provocation. The Associated Press reported the first ever protest against Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi as demonstrations took place in Bahrain and Yemen. This is the latest edition of the Middle East Risk Premium, said Phil Flynn, Vice President of Research at PFG Best in Chicago. This is a knee-jerk reaction to the headlines that Iran is planning to send 2 warships through the Suez Canal. Crude oil for March delivery rose 81 cents, or 1%, to 85.13 a barrel. And it was as much as 103 just a few weeks ago. Brent crude for April settlement advanced to $2.23, or 2.2%, to $103.87. Again, $103.87 a barrel on the London-based ICE Futures Europe Exchange to conduct a touch-up of $104.52, the highest intraday price since September 25th, 2008. The possible move of Iran comes 5 days after Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak stepped down. You mean disappeared. Israeli leaders have voiced concern that Iran may exploit the period of transition. The tension in the Middle East is having a greater impact on the Brent market, and it goes on from there. Here's another one. Precious metals, COMEX, gold higher on Iran warship news. Gold edged higher on reports that Iran plans to send warships through the Suez Canal. Israel has described Iran's plans to send 2 warships to the key shipping thoroughfare as a provocation. Gold spiked up more than $6.30 to $1,380.40 per troy ounce, and it's still moving up as we read you this news report. Okay, let's go back to your phone calls. We'll continue to watch this as it develops. Aaron in Nevada, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing? Alex, thank you very much for your work exposing fluoride. I have an internet radio show. It's called Go Knob, and we have a lot of great guests that are in the modern truth movement, because there's a lot of people who got their start on YouTube, et cetera. They're going forward and getting their own shows, and so you're a big influence on a lot of people. However, I must quarrel with your minimizing of the impact of the Rothschilds on this whole affair. They created Israel and created it. So there could be no more efficient use of the motive of the truth movement to remove it, a la Ron Paul. He's going after their number one business model, which is the Federal Reserve. So I think we should stay with the focus on the Rothschilds. That's the only thing I have an argument with you. And I have one question for you. Do you have any open, active Zionists working for you? A serious question.
No.
Do you or do you not?
No, I appreciate your call. Look, it's not fair to call up when we don't screen your calls and say that I'm not covering the Rothschilds. I mean, I've made multiple films that cover the fact that the Rothschilds have been one of the main drivers, and I said just 20 minutes ago, and that they're up at the very top of the pyramid. I mean, that's what I said on air. So my whole issue is there's like a movement, there's a bunch of different movements to say it's the Masons that run it all, or it's the Zionists that run it all, or it's the Catholics that run it all, or a few other groups. And then people just get in these camps and fight with each other all day about who is the purest, who is the best, who has all the answers. And it's easy for people who've never really done a lot in the fight for liberty to kind of take a scalp or count coup and say, well, I've exposed Alex Jones, and so I am this great leader, when I just don't have respect for a lot of the people that criticize the corruption that goes on in Israel and Israel's involvement in the move for global government, because a lot of them aren't intellectually honest. I mean, that's intellectually dishonest when I say the Rothschilds are right up at the very top of the pyramid, but then I add that there's always been moves for empire and that these models were already existing there. And so it's something that these elites are continually pushing for. I mean, it's crazy. But hey, more power to you. I mean, I constantly get emails saying, respond to the fact that you fired this radio host. And then I look it up and the radio host on Genesis quit and says they quit. It's just schizophrenic. I mean, it's delusional. Or respond to the fact that you work for ABC News. Genesis has leased over the years, I think, 5 different satellites. And you can call if you have a gardening show or a race car show or a show about football or a show about politics. You have to call if you start a network, and you have to shop around and find out what receiver stations have and what they want. And then that's how you're on that. Kind of like I have an iPhone, and it has AT&T service on it. But I don't work for AT&T. I don't work for Apple. And in fact, I criticize AT&T and Apple. But it's something I use to be effective in the world to kind of enter the matrix. So, I mean, there's nothing to respond to. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not an anti-Semite, though, and I think that's what people really have a problem with. And the white supremacists are pretty much Fed-run. It comes out constantly that their main leaders are Feds, like Hal Turner and many others. And it comes out in the news constantly that people leading Klan rallies or leading Nazi rallies. The Feds haven't infiltrated them. They set them up to, again, create balkanization and a call to restrict the First Amendment. So here I am on air taking your phone calls, and it becomes a debate about Alex Jones. I mean, here I am saying I don't want war in the Middle East. Here I am saying I want an end to the Patriot Act. Here I am supporting Ron Paul, trying to get rid of the Federal Reserve. And good fruits, good things. But there's a lot of things that enter into this. Mainly it's jealousy. And I'm not even saying that with the caller. But with some people, it's jealousy. It's jealousy that I make powerful films. It's jealousy that I work so hard. It's jealousy that I've built a strong organization to get the word out. But more than just jealousy, people can't believe that someone could be effective. People can't believe that Ron Paul's real. Look at his voting record. It's stellar. It's perfect. People can't believe that I call Homeland Security live on air. That's not even that big of a deal. I don't even see that as courage. And they say, no, those are all fake calls when he calls Homeland Security. I mean, I dial the number on air. I call them. It's real. I interview big guests. People say, that wasn't Willie Nelson. You know, that wasn't Jesse Ventura. That wasn't George Norrie. And it's like, respond to the fake interview with George Norrie. There's nothing to respond to. I can't respond. Respond and admit that you are Bill Hicks. I'm not Bill Hicks. I mean, just because somebody says something on the internet does not make it true. It is the height of bizarreness, but believe in yourself. I mean, I try to be a platform. Other radio shows wouldn't let somebody call in and plug themselves, and I knew when the guy was doing it what was coming next. I could just tell by the satisfaction, by the slowness of the voice. I've heard it a million times. It's like you got a lot of people out there who either they can't believe that people are real, or they don't have respect for themselves, or they're jealous. And hey, more power to you.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw of free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Becoming a modern smoker is now easier and more cost-effective.